The arms, again, look at your instructions, see what size and what kind of material you're going to use. Let me get a couple arms here. You get an arm, you get your pattern, and you make your template for your arm, like so. This is a template. Put it down, cut your arm out. Now, what's important is that the bottom of this arm has to be flat. Make that really flat. So, this is the left arm. It comes over here and it sits on the left leg. Well, this is the right arm. It sits on the right legs. It'll sit on the top of the leg here. And it'll go up to the back flat on the back leg. Well, it won't fit properly. So what you do is you take a felt pin and you go on that flat on that back leg. Let me show you over here. Go on that flat. See if you can see this. Let's see. And you just take your felt pen and you mark along here. Now this one's already, but there's going to be a gap, something like that. Just like you take your felt pen, run it along the back leg. And it will give you a mark that's parallel with this. You go over, you sand it off, or whatever way you can get it down. Get that so it's flush with your back leg. Then when it's flush with the back leg, you sit it on the front leg. You're sitting on the back leg. I don't know whether I can hold these all up. This way. And on the back leg, like so, you've got a dowel hole in the top of your leg. You put a dowel locator in this hole in the top of the leg. And when you get these two lined up properly, you smack the top of your arm and it gives you a point in the bottom of the arm. Now remember to put your arm in a little bit. Don't put it way over here to the edge. Put it kind of towards the center. Then you'll have a point there to drill. You drill yourself a, pardon me, a 5/8 inch deep hole. A 13 millimeter, 5/8 deep. And you only go that deep because we're going to carve out some of this arm and you don't want that dowel to show. Then you set on the dowel and you double check yourself, make sure you're up here flush and it's got a good fit. Then you drill an inch hole in the back of your arm, 13 millimeter, about an inch, 1.25 deep. Then you put a dowel locator in it. You set this back on your front leg, and your back leg's going to flex a bit because you're just, right now, you're clamped on. You haven't glued your back legs, you're clamped your back legs. Let it flex just a bit, and when it's all squared away the way you want it, you tap it on the front, and you put a dowel hole in the back leg, a dowel mark. Then you take a hand drill and you just drill that by hand. That's all you have to do, 13 millimeter drill, about 1.5 inches deep. put a dowel in it, and put the two together. Now you'll have to force, usually I start the back one first, and it'll be up at an angle on the front leg, but with just a little tap, it'll go in, it'll bend in. Besides, that 13 millimeter will give it just enough. If it doesn't, take your dowel and grind off the front of it, give it an angle so that it will slip over, just a little bit of an angle. Okay? Now, once your arm is on the chair, on the front and the back legs, then you come along and you're going to mark it. And you're going to mark it something like this. Now, this is just hand drawn, freehand. You come down here and you come within, about 3/4 of an inch of the bottom, and you just slant your way up to the top. You don't go all the way to the back, just portion of the way, slant your way. Now, where your leg is, your front leg, you come up here about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and then you make another line, like so. And then you gradually taper it down to the back. Then in the front of your leg probably this wide, your front leg, then you do this. If you want this kind of arm where it's turned over in the front, you can see the profile of it, it's over. It's really nice. I go to shows and I show my chairs. Hundreds of people have sat in these chairs, and they always like this kind of front to the arm. It just feels good. It naturally fits the hand. So I do that on a lot of my chairs. Not on all of them, but I do on a lot because it looks nice and it feels good. So we come over to the bandsaw. And we take that line that we made and we cut it on the bandsaw. Now we have to be careful. We don't, again, want to exit the wood at the bottom. We want an angle. And we cut that wood like so on the bandsaw at an angle. Make sure you don't exit here. Then on the other side, you make that on the bottom. This one you can exit the bottom because it's going to take this material off both top and bottom. And you just follow that line and you come out there. Now the front one, you're going to have to probably make a lot of cuts in there like that and then follow the contour as best you can. Make cuts. Maybe you have to use a hole saw to drill it or whatever way you want to work it out. That's your arm. When you mount it on the chair, then you'll finish it by grinding it off and contouring it to your liking. This contour here will change. See where your dowel's coming up here, but lots of times I come down lower. I'll contour it. Let's show you on this chair over here. You don't have that much meat left. Can you see this contour right there? There isn't all that much meat left, so I don't want the dowel coming up and showing on the top side. So be careful there. Okay, that's your arm. Easy, huh?